Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining the session. I'm Shakil Ahmed. So let's take a start. Today, our session belongs to the basics and importance of computer in education. As you all know, that COVID-19 pandemic that accelerated changes in the educational system. The spread of COVID-19 has led to the closure of educational institutions all over the world. Such closures enhance the development of the online learning environments within those institutions so that learning would not be interrupted. It's hard to deny that computers have taken a prominent role in modern society. From the smartphones in our pockets to the smart devices controlling our appliances at home, and everything in between, computer technology is everywhere. It should come as no surprise that the use of computers in education has completely transformed traditional education. Computers in the classroom have multiple benefits for both students and their teachers. In the modern teaching methodology, computers are used actively in education to improve the quality and learning outcomes. Teachers can use audio, video, and graphics aids through computers to prepare lesson plans and many more. In this training session, as its name emphasizes that it would belong to the beginners, it might possible many of you already have an expert hand on computer, but are planned to target audience who have nothing or very less knowledge about computers. So let's take a So we do need to start with what is computer literacy. Computer literacy means that if you know anything about the computer, if you know how to use the computer, and you're not expert in the computer, but even then you can try to use that computer. And computer doesn't mean that only a desktop that is placed on the table, that is computers. Computer, as I told you, that it has a big brands now, and it is possible that it could be a PC that is placed on the table, it could be the laptop, it could be your mobile, it could be any smart device that is using the digital environment, that is computer. So if you have a little knowledge about the computer, so you can start, it means you are a computer literate. Information process. What is information processing cycle inside the computer? How we can send information to the computer, and how we can process that information, and in what way we can receive the output, and how we can store that communication. In start, that input devices are used to send your information to the computer. Input devices mean the device that is used to send the information to the computer, that is called input device. So that is very easy for you to understand which devices belongs to the input devices. That, for example, the keyboard, you are using the keyboard, it means you are using the device to send the information, the raw informations to the computer, so it means this is input device. Same like the mouse, if you are using because the mouse is also using to send the instructions to the computer, so this is also the input device. Whatever you are sending information, whatever the device you use to send the informations to computer, that are called input devices. And the second step is process. Processing means that once you input the your raw data, you send it to the computer, and then computer process that data and then send back to you to display the results. But normally what happened that once we input the data and quickly we receive the output and we didn't get it what exactly happened inside in between that input and output, because is processing everything in nanoseconds. It quickly performed the operation, so you couldn't get it exactly what happened in backside. In next slide, that I would like to introduce one video to make you more clear that how the component of the computers works and how the processing inside the computer it can give you the idea that how it is working. Third step is output devices. Output devices means any device connected with the computers and that is used to receive the results from the computer and display in front of you, that is called output devices. So it's very easy to understand that any connected device you are receiving, like the LCD, you are receiving the results on that LCD, it means that is output device. So any other device which is used to receive the information, like if you want the hard copy, you need the printers. Printers mean that is also the output device because that is able to receive the information from computer. The last part is storage communication. Storage communication means anything you are performing or anything you are like inputting or anything you receiving the output, you need to store for later on use. There is two types of storages, that is normally we called it the RAM, ROM. RAM is normally we use the information which is not saved and that is temporary. Once you shut down the computer, that would not be available for next usage. But for example, if you need something for the next use, you need to store on the storage communication devices. So that is called hard disk. On the hard disk you can store the information and you can reuse them. So it's very easy, but we have learned till now that what is input and what is a process and what is output. It's very easy to understand. I'm just repeating that one, that if you want to understand which is input and what is output devices, just make sure that any device which is used to send the information to computer, that is called input devices, and whatever the device which is like able to receive the information from computer, that is called output devices. In this slide, there is one video I'm going to run, and you just watch this video and in this video you would have some information about the component of the computers.
Main parts of a personal computer. Personal computers, or PCs, are composed of a number of physical components, known as the computer's hardware. These components include the central processing unit, or CPU, a range of input and output devices, two main types of memory, and storage devices. Let's take a look at each of these. The central processing unit, or CPU, is the part of the computer that performs calculations and carries out instructions. It is sometimes called the processor, and is a silicon chip located inside the system unit. It acts like a tiny fast calculator, processing information that flows into it, or input, and generating and forwarding information, or output. A peripheral device is any device you can add to and use on your computer. These devices can be either input or output peripherals. To put information into your PC, you need an input device. The keyboard and the mouse are the two most common input devices. Computer systems can have many different output devices, each converting data into a readable form. The two most common output devices are monitors and printers. Memory is the place in the computer that temporarily stores information while it is being processed. The two main types of memory are random access memory, or RAM, and read-only memory, or ROM. RAM is used to store temporary data. It contains all new data entered since you last saved your work. RAM changes constantly, and its contents are lost when the computer is switched off. The contents of RAM are secured during manufacture and are permanent. For example, RAM stores data containing the instructions needed to get the computer working properly as soon as it is switched on. Virtually all computers have a hard disk. Once a computer is finished processing information, that information must be stored somewhere permanently. The hard disk is a computer's long-term storage device. Information stored on the disk remains there even when the computer is switched off. There is a range of removable storage devices available, including diskettes or floppy disks, zip disks, CDs, DVDs, and removable cartridges or digital tapes. Main parts.
So that video explained you that what is the peripherals and what is the components of the computers, and in the end that was very interesting that in the end of the video it was showing that the floppy disk. I hope many of you don't remember what is floppy disk, but I remember that initially when we started using computer, at that time there was floppy disks, and it contained the storage as 1.44 MB only. And we keep that information with us, and we were very happy that we have the storage device, so we can carry the information from one computer to any other place. So it was the time, it was early, I think 2000 and 2002 or 3, it was the floppy disk time. Then they introduced the CDs and then DVDs, and the day by day it's enhancing, and then flash drives came over there, and initially the flash drives were almost, I think so, starts from the 12 MB or 16 MB, and we were very happy that after the floppy disk it has a big storage. But if you compare the storage of today and that time, it has a big change. If someone give you the floppy disk right now, you will surprise and throw it down away, because that is not in use. 1.44 MB is nothing, because with the time all the file sizes increase because of the graphics and many other things. The next thing is advantages of computer. What are the advantages? I think there are too many advantages. Not the this list is very small, but we have many other advantages, but we will list it down one by one. Number one, storage of information. I think this is one of the major change, a drastic change in the revolutionary change in our history, that initially we store everything on the paper. It starts with the handwritten, then it converted to the typewriters. We do need to save the information on the paper by typing with the typing machines, and later on it's been converted with the computers. And if you remember, I don't think so any of you remember this one, that in 90s initially the computer were introduced with 486 and I think so 386 and 486 models were there, and their storage memory was hardly I think so 4 MB or 6 MB data you can save on that type of computers, and it was too big in size and it was very expensive. But what was that? That was the start of the computer, and after that it's the change in the computer. It's started with the 12 MB storage, and day by day the size reduced, and now all the computer we can have our computer in our pocket in the form of smart devices, or in the form of computer in the form of the cell phone and many other devices which can be in our pocket. So we can save the data, and we can save the data in a huge format. We can say that this age is a flow of information, but the problem is that in WhatsApp we are receiving hundreds of videos and pictures and informations, but we are not even go through all of the information, even not go through from 25% of the information. So we can say this era is the flow of information, but the knowledge is not delivering as such. The information is flowing. The second most important part is quick data processing. You can process data very quickly, and sometimes you can send the input to the computer, and quickly you can receive the informations and whatever the results you wanted. The reason behind that, computer is now very fast. It can process the information in nanoseconds, and you couldn't believe that you just click on the key and you can receive the output. So what happened in between, you couldn't get it. So this is quick data processing is ongoing. And another information and knowledge is that email, and more importantly the WhatsApp and many social media social softwares are available, which can make the data moving between you very quickly. Initially, when there was not the computer available, you want to process one of the file, it take maybe the days, then the email come, and then all of a sudden it quickly move everything on the email section. So you can send the official or unofficial emails, and you can receive the information within a day or within few hours. Then what happened soon after that, innovation the social media, you can receive many softwares which can make the information very quickly. That WhatsApp is one of the best example for that one, and I can say now WhatsApp is included in the official use. Normally I can see in our university and all over the world, they can create the groups, and they can send and share the information quickly, and no need to wait for the emails as well. The next one is audio visual aids. You can use the audio, you can use the video aids for your students. As a teacher, you can utilize all these options for your students. Even I can give you the example, some of the teachers using especially the who belongs to the English department, for listening and reading and writing skills. They can have speakers, they can connect that speakers with their laptop or with their smart devices, so they can play the different types of audios, so students can listen and they can answer the questions. So audiovisual aids inside the classroom also giving you a lot of benefits, like you can take the example for projectors, that you can connect your laptop and mobile with projectors, and you can project that small image in a large image on the wall or on the blackboard or on the whiteboard, and all the class sitting in front of you. For example, the 20 people or 100 people, doesn't matter. You can big screen in front of them, and they can view all the information very easily. And many more examples for audiovisual aids, which is beneficial for the educational purpose, and you using as a teacher and as a student as well. We are taking the benefit with that one. Better presentation of information. Imagine when there is no computer and you need to deliver a lecture inside the class. You need a blackboard or chalk or many other things to present your lecture in front of the students, and the information was in the raw format. But once the computer came over there and replaced with the traditional two smart devices inside the classroom, so you can better present the information with your students. You can share the information with your teachers, with your colleagues, with your higher management, and even with your students. Like I am presenting in front of you at that time with the presentation, so all of a sudden I have all the presentations in a proper format and in a right way, in a good way. You can, and it's presentable in front of you. So you can use the presentation of informations, and there are too many softwares available to prepare this, and the most easy and most common software is Microsoft PowerPoint. In PowerPoint you can prepare the presentations. Not only prepare the presentations, you can make the animation inside, you can add the audio, you can add the video, and many more things you can perform with this presentation skills. And there are many other softwares available. In coming lectures and presentations, we have some lectures about the how to prepare the presentation and what kind of software you can use for presentation. In coming sessions, inshallah, we have it. And the next important thing is access to the internet. Internet made everything change completely, I think so. Because without the internet you cannot connect and communicate with each other in a distance location. So the invention of the internet, I think so, now the world become the global village. It doesn't matter you are sitting next to my room or you are sitting in America or the last part of the world. If you have the internet and you have the smartphone, you can communicate with me like you're sitting next to my office or next to my room. So access to the internet is very important. And why it's important, especially COVID-19 make it more important. And even in Saudi Arabia, like there was last research that 50% of the internet usage increased during the COVID-19. And the reason behind people stay at home, they were using internet for the education purpose, and they were using the YouTube. Even the 50% of the usage for YouTube increased just because when you are free and you are at home, you can watch the movies and you can have lot of information which can be used during the internet or on the internet. So this is one of the important invention in computer. The next one is quick communication between students, teachers, and parents. You can imagine that you have the social media accounts and you create groups, and the parents are in that groups and the teachers are in that groups, and like students also over there. So you can quickly communicate with each other if you want to share the information, if you want to share the lecture with the students, or if you want to send some information to the parents, you can do it very easily. Like universities or the big institutions using the LMS, learning management systems, to teach the students. But the small schools, the international schools, or small schools, the one who cannot afford the LMS system because they are expensive and the bigger system over there, so they can use multiple different options, platform like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and many other platforms they're using to communicate with their students. And even I have seen some of the schools are using the YouTube lectures. They like record their teachers record the lectures, and they prepare and created the WhatsApp groups, and they send the lecture in the group for the young kids. And then after that 1 hour or 2 hours they stay in the groups to answer the questions. So this is also possible just because of the computer and access to the internet, that quick communication between students, teachers, that is also possible in this era. That was not possible earlier. So in this slide, we have seen the storage of information, quick data processing, audio-visual aids, better presentation of the informations, and access to the internet. Especially, as I said earlier, that access to the internet make the world like a global village, like a single family, like you are living in the one home. You can ask the questions. It doesn't matter someone sitting on other country or next to your home. You can ask the question and they can answer quickly. What students do? mean the students perspective, what they can take the advantage from the smart devices, from the computers. They can interact and share with social networking sites. There are a lot of social networking sites where like the Twitter, WhatsApp, Facebook, and YouTube and Instagram. They can share the information and their life stories. Now I think so everyone life is an open secret because everyone is sharing their personal details on the social networking sites and taking the appreciation from everyone who is watching them. Projects are doing using applications. The students can do the projects like they can create the documents in Microsoft Word, and they can prepare the presentations, and they can make the drawings in AutoCAD, and there are too many other softwares available which are beneficial for the students perspective and student. But keep in your mind that uh, whatever the device or the smart devices or any of the invention can have the pros and cons. So it's up to you how you can use the device in a positive way or in a negative way. For example, if you want your students or your kids in a right direction, so parents should have to monitor them to keep them on right directions. Otherwise, as I told you, the with the invention of the internet, everything become the global village. So anything can be shared on the social networking sites, and there are too many things happening over there that can be negative and that can be positive. It's up to you to monitor them and keep them on track and use and utilize all these smart devices in a positive way instead to drag these devices in a negative way. For example, if your kids are spending time to for the education, and they are preparing some kind of like presentations, and they are preparing the documents, and they are doing some constructive work, it means they are on the right track. But if they are all the time watching the cartoons, the movies, dramas, and spending time all the time, like you give them just smart devices to send them away and they not make the trouble for you, so it means this can be they are wasting their lot of time. So keep in track all the records that what time is good time for them to use the smart devices. And especially for the students, especially during the COVID-19, it was a lot of time over there, but all the studies also converted to online education from traditional education. So it was time that can be wasted easily, and that can be utilized in a positive way as well. So it depends upon you. And I think so parents and teachers have more responsibility to monitor all these things. Student can also do the video conferencing. Video conferencing mean there are many softwares available that allow to do the one-on-one video conferencing meetings, and there as a group as well they can do it. Like there is example for the LMS system here in Jazan University, the Blackboard. You organize the virtual lectures. It means this is a video conferencing, and you can communicate with your students at the same time, and student can use that platform to communicate with the teachers and other students as well. Other video conferencing softwares can have the example for Zoom. Zoom is a big example. The reason behind they're offering the free sessions of 40-minute conferencing if you are in a group, and if you want to do one-on-one, it means you can have unlimited time. You can share the information, you can share the content during this kind of applications. That is not only Zoom. You can go with the Google Meetings, you can go with the Microsoft Teams, and many more video conferencing softwares that can offer this kind of facilities. Distance learning is a common word nowadays, especially soon after the COVID-19, that everything converted, all the educational institutes being closure of the educational institutes, everything bring on distance learning to stop or to limit the spread of this virus. So everything with all the education which is happening using internet or using the computer, that is distance learning, and that student can also take the benefits, and they are taking the benefits. Taking online courses means it doesn't mean that only the schools and colleges and universities offering the traditional education to online education. Other than that education, there are a lot of other academies which offering the different courses online, like the graphics courses, a basics concept of computer, and many other courses which are available with the different fields of life, and the students and teacher can take advantage with these courses. And the best thing is flexible timing. You can schedule your classes, online courses classes, as per your available time, so it is easy for the students who is doing job. They can organize and schedule their sessions in the evening time or on the weekends. Research, you can do a research using the internet. You can whatever you want to search. For example, earlier it was the bookish knowledge. If someone want to prepare the assignments, they have to read the books, but now everything available in your palm. You can just write down the words whatever you want, and there are hundreds of pages appear in front of you, and you can collect the information from that websites or online learning tools to do your research. And this internet and computer doesn't mean that is only used for education. You can also use these devices for entertainment. Entertainment means not all the time study. You can go ahead with some kind of movies, games online, and you can have a lot of entertainment if you want to, if you're getting bored. So you can utilize these devices, smart devices. And though if we see our young generation, they are more spending time for the entertainment instead of the studies. So as I said earlier, it's up to us that if we are going with the positive activities, or we are spending and wasting more time for entertainment. Real life uses of computers in education, that what can be the benefit for other than the students, the teachers, what we can do, the teaching, learning, testing and evaluation, guidance purposes, library and information sources, school, university administrations. We can say teaching and learning is based on the computers, and without, if you skip the devices, smart devices, it means everything stops. You cannot do, you cannot teach, and you cannot learn. Teachers can teach online, students can do learning online, and everything is happening between all of them just because of the smart devices, just because of the computers. So teachers can use their computers for multiple purposes. They can do the research, they can prepare their lectures, they can arrange all the informations, and they can save that data on the computer permanently on the hard disk, and they can reuse them. It's a big example is that, for example, the teacher have one course in online course, or the physical face-to-face learning course. They prepare one time all the information, and the next coming semester they can use the same material again. So if, for example, there is no chance to store the information, so it means every time you want to do and repeat the same process every time, and you are wasting your time to preparing all the contents. But just because of the computer, you can prepare something at once, and you use it multiple times, and for years you can use it. So this is one of the big real life use for the computers. The second one is testing and evaluation. You can make testing and evaluation very easily, and the big example is students quizzes and online test. You just need to prepare a question bank one time, and you can deploy that question to the students multiple times. For example, you have a question bank of 500 questions prepare, and you did hard work to prepare that 500 questions banks. But what is happening, what is the benefit is going on? For example, you have 50 questions and you have 20 students. So every student can receive, just because of the technology, every student can receive the different questions. So there is no chance of cheating, and this is one benefit. And another benefit is no need to make testing by yourself manually. Everything being done by the computer. You just go with some type of choice questions, like multiple choices questions, fill in the blanks, true, false, or short answers, and all that testing being done inside the computer, and all the results being generated by the computer. So what is happening? Meaning, I can give you the example of e-exam for distance learning. In a couple of years ago, we have started the e-exam for distance learning students, and just few of the teachers didn't use that e-exam completely. What they did, half of the test they prepared the e-exam, and half of the test they prepared the manual. They give them the sheets and they prepare over there. And I've seen them, they were sitting and checking all the copies and all the answers, and they were getting frustrated that why we didn't make it the complete test as an e-exam, because the one who prepared the e-exam, he did nothing. He just did hard work one time to prepare the questions and submitted. That's it. After that, what is happening? The day the e-exam being done, all the results being compiled by the computer, it's reached into the grade centers, and that's all. But the one who prepare the worksheets by himself, he checked all the worksheets and then prepared the grades, then upload the grades, and it takes long time, and the process repeat again and again. So that is a big benefit for all the teachers and for all the students. We did survey for the students as well. This is not only the benefit for the teachers that they prepare the e-exams and okay, khalas, then no need to worry about things. But for the student perspective, we did say, and I think so 100% students responded positively. They said that e-exam is the best way to present for the students, because they do not need to write by hands or something like that. Just click and khalas, they finish up very quickly. And that's why they like this way, and it was easy to understand, and it was easy to deploy, and it was easy to prepare everything. So I think so the technology is everywhere. Technology is taking but another thing, that for example, the 10 persons were working for one project, but computer replace the 9 of them, and only one can perform all these operations. This is also a fact that computer is making benefit for you, but on other hand, it is also it is working for more people. Less people can handle for more work as well. The guidance purposes, you can use the smart devices. It's very easy that for the disabled person and many other purposes, you can use these devices for the guidance purpose. And the guidance doesn't mean between the student and teachers only. Guidance can be between kids, and guidance can be between doctor and patient as well. During the COVID-19, that was not possible for everyone to communicate and visit the hospitals, and the one who have the minor problems, they can communicate with their doctors online. And there was, I have seen a lot of platforms introduced during the COVID-19, that is called online doctor. You can communicate, you can connect with your doctor, any of the doctor, whatever the disease you have it, you can communicate with them. They can guide you online, they can ask you for the symptoms, and you can receive the medicine online, or you can they can guide you and you can go and buy the medicine by yourself, and no need to visit to the hospital. Library and information sources, this is another big benefit and real life uses of computers, that earlier, if you need to buy a book, if you need to uh, like rent a book, or then you need to visit to the library, you need to ask them this book is available or not, whatever. They can check in their in their registers that this is available or not, and then you can find it out. Or sometimes they can ask you, okay, go and check inside the library if it's available or not. So it took like 1 hour, 2 hours to find out your related book. But what is happening now? Now the digital library is available, and you can utilize them in two different ways. For example, you need a book, a physical book. You can log into the library website, you can search out that book, and you can see this book is available or not. And they enter all the information. So once you visit the library, you can tell them that in this location this book is available, so they can give you in a minute. The process which took earlier the hour, now is in less than a minute you can receive that book. And another good thing, most of the books are available in the PDF format, online available. If you do not want to visit the library and do not want to the book, and all these books are free. Even the expensive books are free, available online. You can just download and you can study them and whatever, and you can take the printout as well. In the next section, I will show you some free softwares and free websites which can help you to utilize the informations. You can download some of the informations and software which can help you more quickly. You can perform the operations. The next one is school, university administration. All of the universities and schools being transformed to digital schools or administrations. Now no need, you can take the example of Saudi Arabia, that if you take example of 10 years back, that everything been happening like by person visits. If you want to apply for some services online, for example the exit re-entry visa, or the Ikama, you need to visit every time for your Ikama to the Javazat and many other, for the passport office, many things. But now they transform everything in MOI, Ministry of Interior. They bring out one platform, and almost 90% of the things being transformed to digital. So all the administrations being done online. No need to visit the government offices, no need to visit the banks. You can take the example of bank. Earlier, if you want to draw some of the cash, or you want to transfer some in cash to other person, you need to visit on the ATM or in the branch to take the amount and then transfer. Now everything on your fingertips and in your smart devices. All the universities, schools, and all the government offices and all the banks introduce applications. So you just need to log into your application to your account, and you can transfer whatever and wherever you want to transfer. You can do all these operations in seconds. So that was real use of computers in education. So next we can see the role of computers in education. What is the role of computer in education? We have a video for this one, and I hope you will like it. So I'm gonna start this video. Role of computers in education is pretty easy. Computers are brilliant aid of teaching. As I told you that now the teachers can teach more easily. No need to go to the library for the informations. Before going to the library, you can search that book in the browser, and then you can visit over there, or you can download. And distance learning as well, we already discussed about that distance learning is possible just because of the computers and internet. Even the teacher can use and teach online e-learning courses for the face-to-face learning as well. Earlier they can send the information, teach them, and inside the class they can ask the questions. And also some softwares can present in a better graphics way. Teachers can use the whiteboard as a smart board, and PowerPoint and projects for the students to make them more easy and understandable. So all these things been happening over here. Computer teaching plays an important role in modern education system. Don't let the technology to spoil you. This is what I want to tell you, that do not let the technology spoil you. You have to control the technology by yourself, not let the technology control you. But nowadays we are almost captured by the technology. You can see earlier the kids were playing on the roads, but now if you can see them, everyone is busy with their mobiles. And even you can say that inside the house, if you are 5 family members, everyone have their own smart devices, and they are not discussing any with each other, but they are connected with the whole world, but they are not with their families. So please keep in your mind, never let the technology control you. You have to control the technology and use this technology for a positive and productive purpose, and not for the wastage of time. Computers in helping the disabled is a drastic change, that if the student or anybody disabled, they can have lot of options and applications which can help them out to study and learn all these things. And if you see in all of the Windows based system, or in the smart devices platform, there is accessibility option available, which is purely belongs to the disabled person, and they can use and utilize these options for their needs and to solving the problems. And new technologies, interactive whiteboard, there are different types of new technologies available which can help the teachers to send their informations, to prepare their lectures in a better way and present in a better way. And interactive whiteboard is one of them. An interactive display that connects to computer and project used in many settings. I think in Jazan University I have seen in many classrooms there were smart like whiteboards available. You can connect with your computer, and you can display whatever you want to display over there. Even there was the electronic markers available. You can write, and you can remove the informations. And another thing I have seen, there was one research that like with the smartphone, smart whiteboards, the students can connect their smart devices. So whatever the teacher is writing on smart whiteboards, they are automatically transferring the information to the students' smart devices. So no need to write down anything on their notebooks, and they can copy and save that data on their smart devices, and it saves their time as well. Classrooms are board rooms and work groups, training rooms for professionals, and for coaching purpose and broadcasting studios everywhere the technology is using, and different type of interactive whiteboards are using and smart devices using to be communicated with each other. That could be the trainings purpose, that could be the professional sport coaching, that could be the classrooms and corporate boards, wherever you can use this type of technology for interactive whiteboards. The next one is scanner highlighter. This is another big innovation in smart devices and in computer field, that make it easier to copy text from books and store in computer. And there are different types of scanner available, that you just there are pen type scanners that you just move over the text and it's copying on your computer. It's connected via Bluetooth or wirelessly, or with the wire they can connect, and they can transfer your information to your related software. Like you want to transfer the information to the Word or Excel or PowerPoint or notebook, wherever you want to transfer that information, or even you want to send the email, you can do it, everything using the scanner. Scanner is a device which is not say intelligently saving money for you, but it is saving time for you. For example, there is an expensive book, and you do not want to buy that book, you just want to copy that book with the scanner device, and you can keep in your computer, and you can learn by that book, or you can take the print out and carry with you without any spending a lot of money over there. And that, as I said, that text can be stored directly in your word processing applications like Word, Excel, or for the writing purpose you can make it as a PDF, so you can carry that text from one place to other place. The main difference between the PDF and word processing, that in the word processing you can make editing, but in PDF, whatever the format you save it, that can carry on any location with the same format. But if you have the Word file, if you carry that file on any other location, it means sometimes the font change, the formatting change, because every computer vary the different type of, they are using different type of fonts, so they can be changed the information over there. But the PDF keeps you the same format from one place to another place. Useful for research and studying. This type of highlighter, scanner highlighter, you can use for study purpose and for research purpose. The next one is notebooks, tablets, and smartphones. All of us, we understand what is the portability with the smart devices. These are called portable. Portable means you can carry these devices from one place to another place. So these portable devices that enable users to share and work anywhere, anytime. So there is no excuse that we do not have the devices which can be usable on remote areas. So your mobile phones, your like notebooks, your tablets, everything can be carried from one location to other location. And good thing is they are very lightweight. You do not it's not hassle or bustle, like you cannot carry it, it's very heavy or something like that. It's very easy to carry from one place to another place, and you can use them anywhere, wherever you need it. And application software for many uses. On these smart devices you can use multiple softwares, useful tools for students and teachers. As we discussed earlier, that if we installed some kind of applications, social networking applications, or the educational softwares, you can install on them, and you can study by using these softwares like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and many other softwares which use for educational purpose. And some other social networking softwares like WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, you can use to hang up with your friends, family, and you can share your moments with them on these smart devices using different applications. This is the most important part of our training session, that useful free softwares. Many of you maybe already know about the many of the softwares, but as I said earlier in the start of the sessions, we are focusing about the one who has very less or no knowledge about the computer. So we will discuss some of the software, so it might possible helpful for you to create and fast up your work, your studies, or for the students or for the teachers as well. Online PDF converter. Online PDF converter means you have different files. As I told you earlier, if you want to carry a specific format and you prepare one of the presentation, and you format it as per your requirement, and you do not want to change that format, or you do not want to spoil that hard work that you did on some editing software like Word, Excel, and you want to keep the same format which you did it on your computer. So you need to convert your file into PDF file. So wherever you carry and copy, or any of the systems you send by email, or you take with you, it will remain the same format. So here is two websites, you can note it down, that is freepdfconvert.com. Though there is many free softwares available which you can download, but if you are hurry and you want to make it quickly without downloading the software, you can visit this website freepdfconvert.com. And the second one is smallpdf.com /pdf converter. So you can visit these websites, and it will ask you to upload your file, the required file which need to be converted, and in few seconds it's been ready to download in converted form in the PDF form. So you can convert and download on your system, and you can copy on your flash drive and take it with you, or you can send in the emails. The next one is Microsoft Office mobile application. This is one of the best application, and I hope many of you don't know about this one. Mostly we understand that Microsoft Office can be used only on laptop or only on the desktop, but this application is interestingly, it's free, and all the operations you can perform Word, Excel, PowerPoint in one application. You can view your docs, you can edit them, you can share files without the need to switch between multiple apps. So one platform and multiple tasking is possible in this way, and whatever you want to do on your whatever the task you can perform on the laptop, the same task in this application you can perform on the mobile as well, mobile devices. Uniquely mobile ways to make documents creation easier, and the very interesting option is you can create and sign PDFs in this application. This is the best option that belongs to this application. That this is good that you can perform Word, Excel, and PowerPoint operations in this application, but you can sign, make the signature. For example, you need this digital signature on PDFs. You can do it in this application as well. Use the sticky notes, and you can quickly transfer files between devices and more very easily. Quickly perform common mobile tasks within action. So I would prefer to suggest you just download this application on your mobile or smart devices and enjoy. QR code generator. This is another important application, and you can visit online to generate a code. What is QR code generator? Code generator means if you visit some of the malls and you can find out some of tags available in a code format, but you don't know what is behind that. This is basically, you can hide your information behind a barcode, and with a specific barcode reader you can view that information. So if you want to hide some of your information For example, your contact detail you want to share with someone, but you do not want to display for everybody. So you can write that information in the barcode, and you can create that code and you can send to specific people, and they can scan with the specific devices and use them out. Another interesting URL is that free URL shortener. Sometimes you want to share the link with your friends, and I've seen it's a very long like URL. You want to make it shorten, but some of the URL you receive very small and very easy to read and very easy to click on that one. So you can make shorten your link. You just need to copy that link. You want to shorten it in this website, that is free-url that shortener-rb.ui. So just open this website and you can copy that one and click on shorten URL, and you will receive a short link of your website, and you can copy and share with your colleagues, with your students, wherever you want to share, you can share. What is cloud storage? Cloud storage is this is a fact that you need storage. There are two types of storage. One is local storage, one is cloud storage. Local storage means what the device is using. You store something on the local system, that is local storage. So if you need that information from some other location, you can hold that information in the flash drive or on a CD drive or any other medium you can use to carry that information to one location to another location. But if you do not want this, you want wherever I have to go, I can access my information without carrying that information with me in any sort of devices. So you can use the cloud storage. Cloud storage means any storage you are storing remotely using the internet, online server, and other places. Whatever using internet, you are uploading the information on remote servers. That is called cloud storage. And cloud storage is available with many applications. For example, if you have the email account with Gmail, so they are offering Google Drive. 15 GB data freely you can upload, and if you're using the Hotmail, they are using the OneDrive. Like same, there are many other applications available, the Dropbox available, OpenStack, OneDrive for Business, Amazon Drive, and many other Google Cloud platforms. So many platforms available where you can utilize them. For example, if someone is using the Apple, you have seen there is iCloud available for 5 GB, but if you need more storage, you need to buy that one. The same thing is with the Google Drive. There is 15 GB free, but if you want more storage, you can buy them. But the benefit of these storage devices, online storage, cloud storage platform, means you do not need computer information with you. For example, sitting here and one person is sitting in Riyadh or America and they need some important information, for sure you cannot send them by flash drive or CD drive. You need a platform where you can upload and send and share the link with them, and they can download the same information, the same format in any other location. So I think so the cloud storage is an important part of the computer and smart devices. Without cloud storage, I think so we cannot survive as well. Why we use cloud storage? Basic features, as I already discussed, that all platforms can easily be accessed via a web browser. You do not need a special government offices have their own applications. So in the same manner, the cloud storage and whatever the feature or the storage you're using in your platforms include their applications. All the features are directly structured similar to that Google Drive. This facilitates communicate and organization. So it's a hierarchy, a directory structure. You can create the folders, like you can create the folders in your system on your computer. The same folder you can create in these cloud storage devices applications, so you can easily manage your information. In the end, we do need to discuss how to destroy ourselves. That is called computer virus. Where the benefits comes, the informations are available to store, and you have a lot of benefits of it. And there is a lot of bugs that are also coming. And virus means it is basically a computer virus is a man-made program or code that can cause damage to your data and software on a computer. It is able to replicate usually without knowledge and permission of the computer users. What is happening, like computer virus sometimes generated by yourself, and sometimes you provide the facility to do this, and you become the tool to accelerate this virus. How? For example, the many of you who have less knowledge about the computer, once they are using email, some unknown emails are coming, and they open that one and they're asking them, you have the document attachment. You just need to click that one and that's done. No need to do anything else. Your computer can be hacked easily. Your computer can be attacked easily with the virus. So I would recommend you that any email which is unknown, that does not belong to you, and you don't know who sent this email, directly delete that email. Do not open or make a curious so it means if this kind of emails are coming to you and you are playing with these emails and you're clicking on the emails, it means you are giving them permissions to log into your computers, and they can take all of your information, your personal information, your passwords, your family pictures, anything can be public. So be careful, especially while using the email and while using the internet and downloading any of the information from the internet. Nothing is free on the internet. Keep in your mind, if you are downloading something free, it means you are downloading something and you are like in agreement with them that you are sharing your information with them. You have seen that there are too many, like last time there was one news came up that Facebook sell out your data. They sell out to the companies. And you know that artificial intelligence, what does it mean? AI means that sometimes you are scrolling down your social networking websites and you can see one like advertisement. If you click on that one, it means the computer decides, and that website decides that you are interested in that one. Next time you do not need to click that one, but it's doing everywhere you are logging on your social network site is clear in front of you. It means they are reading your mind and collecting your information, and they are sharing your information with others. So there is no security. Keep secure yourself. Always change the password after sometimes, and use the complex password for your social network website, especially for your computer's personal data as well. Sometimes you are using very simple password that is easily and judgeable, and there are many software available that can reach your easy password. So always use the complex password. complex password keys, you use the capital words and small words, combination of numbers and combination of special characters. So it is difficult to judge to capture that password. In the end, benefits of computers during COVID-19, we already discussed a lot, but I want to share one video with you. It's almost close to end of our presentation, but this is very interesting video. So I hope you will learn something new and you will enjoy this. Let's start.
The COVID-19 pandemic has created immediate and unprecedented challenges in education. Excellence and equity, cornerstones of good education systems, are being challenged in every part of the world. Our greatest concern is that differences in parental commitment and access to technology will exacerbate inequality. At the same time, as in every major challenge, this is an opportunity to adapt. And as important as continuing quality education is, it is just as important to maintain mental and physical well-being for students and parents. People all over the world are even turning this situation into a chance to connect. There are areas for individuals as well as educators to reflect on how to improve. For this unique spotlight, we have researched hundreds of examples, both big and small, on how to help children learn in these extreme times. Our goal is not to provide one recommendation to solve all problems, but rather solutions for different types of challenges around education during this crisis. Everything has happened so fast and unexpectedly. It does not seem realistic that there's a holistic solution that is easy to implement and works for everyone. However, inspiring individual solutions have been developed in every country, and perhaps we can even combine these different approaches to create a new and impactful education for students around the world. The COVID
So that's all benefits during COVID-19, that e-learning to ensure normality in education. E-learning brings the normal education. If there is no internet available, if there is no computer available, you cannot replace the traditional education with the online education and education online teaching with video conferencing softwares. And it's happening now that you feel yourself face-to-face learning, because anyone can come online. They can open their camera, they can open their mic, and you can stay at one location, but you are at distance. But you can gather yourself on some specific platform and you feel like you are at one place. Offer highly effective learning environment that allows students to study 24/7 and work at their own pace. Offer flexible scheduling, everything can be done, and the students have the easy schedule, the teachers have the easy schedule and flexible scheduling, and use of instructor time, for example, no time consuming trips to family, no need to visit on the bus or the company to present your